A single parent. Are you for real? Imagine. This thing wants to spoil my life. Don't even go there. Hi, I know it's you. Hi, how you doing? I'm trying to set my other platform to be sure that it's working perfectly fine. Hold on, and the phone almost fell. Can you imagine? So I'm trying to write my topic on my other platform. Okay. I got it now. Yes. Now I'm good. I got it now. Hi, how are you? How you doing? Yes. Tonight we're going to be talking about single parents and the arts and the joy, the good, the bad, and the ugly about raising our kids, the odds that are there, what happens, and I'm also using, story instance to, talk about events that happen raising our kids alone, why it's not easy, why no mother, if you know that a child's dad is involved and is ready to be involved in their child's life, you don't have any reason whatsoever to say you don't want them to be in the life of their child, because that is the problem that we're facing in the society today. A lot of us, we have kids, but we don't know them. We think we know our kids, but we don't. We just assume. It's a different thing. The child you know while you were married is different from the child you now know now that you're separated. You understand? Now that, oh, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. The child you know when you're married is different from the child you know when you're separated. Because a lot of us, we don't dig in deep to work in the mind of these our kids to know what is really bothering them. We think we know so much, especially if you're a black mom. And I'm sorry to say that if you're an African parent, most of the times what we tell ourselves is, oh, we're Africans. It doesn't really matter. I didn't give birth to this. My mother didn't do this. No. It is time for us to save all that and try to delve into the minds of our kids, try to get to know them and know what is truly bothering them and know why they are behaving a certain way. And like they always say, it takes a village to raise a child. But then you can't do it by yourself because no man is an island. You cannot wake up and tell yourself that, oh, I think I know how to do it to navigate. Remember, the moment you're a mom and there is no dad there to help you raise a son, I'm using the word a son. It's not as easy as you think it is. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you anyway for always tuning in. It's not as easy. And so that is what I want to talk about tonight. The odds of raising a child all by ourselves, and then the world sees you and think that it's okay. It is never okay. And I always tell single moms, please, it is okay for you to cry out. It is okay for you to speak out. It is okay for you to ask for that help that is needed. Hello, Leila Harris, how are you? It is okay for you to seek out for that help that you need so that somebody can help you actually raise your kid. Again, like I said, it takes a village. You never can tell. You could have one uncle somewhere that you will ask, my son is behaving this way. My daughter is behaving this way. And then we're going to take the topic one after the other. And the number one thing we want to talk about is, how well do you know your child? Now, there's a difference. Oh, I know my son so well. I know my daughter so well. I'm going to tell you, I know what my daughter is capable of doing. No, you don't. You know them from what they are displaying to you, but not what they're displaying to their friends, not what they're displaying to the therapy, not what they're telling to the therapy. Because a lot of times you find them keeping a lot of things away from us because they think we're not understanding, because they think that as parents, we're not understanding. You understand? And we just think that, yeah, help isn't just love, it's a promise. I do agree with you. Because a lot of people think that, yeah, that's just the truth. Because we as parents, let me tell you, we also think that money is love. We think that when we give them everything that they need, is actually what they are looking for to help them get to where they're going. But it is never enough. It has never been enough. And I can tell you with my own experience and what I'm experiencing right now as a mother at my age and at this time that I'm seeing in my kids, I'm beginning to understand that love is not the only reason that will keep your kids around your corner, or what will keep them sane, or what will keep them out of trouble. No, there are kids that you love so much, but they still get into trouble. There are kids that you give everything, but they still get into trouble. So there is so much more. When you lie, it isn't just a lie. It is a promise broken. That's another thing. That's another thing. Because it's part of you getting to know your child. Because a lot of times we as parents too, we promise and we don't keep it. Either we tell them, oh, don't worry, what you're going through, don't worry, I'll make sure I'll get your father to come pick you up. It's a different thing, a ball game. When their dad was there, they were different. They're probably happier because they knew that you're with your father. But now that you're no longer with your father, they're not that person that you once knew. Because first, they might not be happy that their home is broken. When you lie, look, I kind of agree with you because we as parents. But right now, we're on topic number one, which is point number one, which is get to know your child. Know his weakness. Know his strength. Know what you think he likes. Know him for who he is and not for the perception that you have of him. Because you might have that perception of him being 7 years old and today he's 15. He's no longer that 7 years old child that you once knew. He's different because even we, as we grow older, we're different. As I grew older, I used to be 48. Now I'm heading towards 49 by March 16th. The things that are on my head are different. The places and the things I want to achieve are different. They're no longer that's baby me that I'm babying all around. What I want now is different. Where I want to be is different. It's a different ball game entirely. And so because of that, that is what I want us to put in our kids. Get to know them. Know their weakness. Know their strengths. Know what they like. Know how they like it. Know when they want to have a conversation with you. Because you might tell yourself, I know my child. And then you disregard their emotions. And then when you disregard their emotions, when they then come to you tomorrow and say, Dad, Mom, I think I want to see therapy. The next thing that comes out of your mouth, God forbid, in this house, we don't see therapy. I am a Christian. We don't do that kind of a thing. Are you for real? Are you joking? And your son or your daughter is telling you, I need help. That's because they've been screaming, I need help. But you didn't see them. You refuse to acknowledge it, that they need help. You just concluded within your walls that they're okay. As long as I've given them money. As long as I've paid the school fees. As long as I bought him a car. I bought her a car. No. And I'm going to tell you, as a single mom, we go through a lot. Especially when it comes to financial stands of keeping them in a stable situation. I know what I'm talking about. You work times two because it's just you taking care of everything. And God bless you. Maybe if you're lucky enough, your ex-husband or probably your ex-man is helping you out. Then you're probably fortunate at that time. But what about if you don't have anybody helping you? You understand? I kind of agree with you. Love isn't an obligation, nor an obsession. It's acceptance of, acceptance of the person. Yeah, when you lie, you lose trust. That's true. That's the point. I kind of agree with you. So get to know your kids. Get to know who they are. Know what they want. Know their weakness. Know their strengths. Help them through it all. Don't act like a superwoman. Don't act like you know so much. In your make or break moment, have a conversation with them. Let them know that, look, this is me right now. I am vulnerable. I get it. It's not all children that understand that vulnerable part of you. But there are some kids that know that this is what my mom is going through, and they'll be willing to help you through it. Because you as a mom or as a parent is willing to have that conversation with them. You're not just acting like a superwoman. You're not acting like you know so much. Like I heard something today about a parent with a daughter, and which is what brings me to the next one. Who are you as a mother to your children? Are you a liar? Are you deceptive? What are you displaying in the sight of your kids? What's the thing that you're letting your children know about you that they're not supposed to? How do you talk in front of your kids? What do you do in the sight of your kids to earn respect as a mother? Are you that person that thinks that, okay, you know what, I can do anything in front of them, they're understanding. They don't know anything. It doesn't matter. Two things. Is it that you say they're understanding, or you say they don't know anything? How would they know? Especially with parents who smoke in front of their children, who do the things that they're not supposed to do right in front of their kids, who know you automatically conclude that your child does not know anything. And then you light up a cigarette right in front of them. And then you want them to see it as nothing. And then tomorrow, when they're playing and they light up a cigarette like they're playing, you get mad as a parent. You hit them and then you say, don't do this again, it's not good. But you did it right in front of them. You did it. You didn't correct yourself. You didn't tell yourself that, no, I'm not supposed to do this. Because in part of getting to know your child, my point is, who are you as a mother? How? Who are you as a mother to your child? You need help. Somebody like you need to go meet your mama. Skyland, you need to go meet your mama. Otherwise, I'm going to report your page. And YouTube will bring down your page. You don't come to people's page and start insulting them. So I'm going to advise you need help. You need very big help. You need to go seek therapy, because if you don't need help, you're not going to come to somebody's page and start insulting them. I'm talking about people like you. This is why I said, I do not need to block you. You came to my page. I will not block you. But I have copied your page. I will ensure that you're reported and you will not have access to YouTube anymore. Because it shows that you go to people's page to say a lot of things. You need help. You need help. You need help. You need therapy. If you have a problem with your mom, go sort it out. That is what we're talking about. Raising a child in the right way. As a mother, if you raise your kids well, there are things that they will never ever do. No matter the age, no matter the time, nothing, because they are well raised. However, it takes a village to raise a child. You cannot do it all by yourself. You can't. You might think you can. But like the question I ask, who are you as a mother to your children? What do you display to your kids? Do you go right in front of them smoking, lighting up cigarettes, and then you now still want to? Thank you. That's just it. Spare the child and spoil the stick. That's the truth. No, you don't. Because that's where we have a problem. And that's the problem we're facing even as a whole in America. We can't correct our kids. Before you know what's happening, 911 is not far from them. All in the name of you want to correct your child. You want to raise your child in the way the Bible told you to raise your child. So if you do not know who you are in the sight of your kids, if you do not exhibit that motherhood in the sight of your children, then you're part of the problem your child is going through. You are. You have to first ask yourself, who am I? How have I really raised these children? Am I raising them on track? Am I raising them in the way of the Lord? Am I raising them in the way God wants me to raise them? Am I doing it right? Am I living right by my kids? That's just the truth. You don't correct people. You first correct yourself. Because a lot of us, we want to take out the smotes in somebody else's eyes. But what about the one in our eyes? The big one. The very big log that is standing on the side in our eyes. And if we don't, we're just putting ourselves in jeopardy over and over and over again. Now, the number 3 highlight that I want to talk about is know the difference. You understand? Your child is not your friend. No. Don't be part of those parents that come and say, my child is my friend. We're friends. We understand. No. My daughter will tell you. I will tell her when I want to correct her. I am your mother. I'm not your friend. I don't want to be your friend. There will be days that when we want to have conversations, we will have conversation and have a good laugh. But when we want to take those matters seriously, you understand? We take it seriously. Don't come see me as your friend, because when you see me as your friend, you will take advantage of me. And you will not only take advantage of me, you will make a lot of mistakes. Because you will think that I will always overlook a lot of things. You will assume that, okay, it's not a big deal. My mom is going to overlook it anyway. When there's a serious issue, rather than us having that conversation, you will bring it to me like it's a joke. When I'm talking, I'll be like a joke right in front of you. It will be nothing. Why? Because I took you as a friend. I forgot that I'm your mother. I am not your friend. And so when we want to have conversations that are very serious, I want to have that conversation like your mom. I don't want to have that conversation like your friend. I saw something today. Somebody on a live, her daughter, her 18 years old daughter. A daughter that her life is just starting. And when the mom came out, you could tell by the way she was dressed that it's obvious that there is a miscommunication somewhere. What is the miscommunication? She forgot to play the role of a mother in the life of her daughter. She probably thought that her daughter was her friend. And so, when that argument came out, she probably snapped. And in snapping, she overreacted. And in overreacting, she ended up unaliving her daughter. That's why I said, your daughter or your son is not your friend. Remain in the position of a father and a mother. Do not make them your friend. Yes, you can be understanding. Yes, you can have conversation with them. Yes, you can give them a listening ears. But don't wake up and see them as your friend. Don't ever do that. Because they will never take you seriously. They will never. Everything they do, they will see you as your friend. That's just the truth. There's not your friend, yes? Your parents, yeah, they teach us not to play. Growing up, that was how it was for me. Growing up, I don't know what it means to look at my mom and be saying, my mom is my friend. For what? When you do wrong, they will hold us and spank us. I remember a woman asking something that, is there no therapy for single parents? That's true. We do need therapy. We do. Because it's not easy. Because remember, you're carrying it all by yourself. You're acting like the Superman, the Superwoman, the superhero. Nobody's helping you lift up that trophy but you. And so you have to search within your walls. You have to first ask yourself that question. That's why I said the first thing you should say is, who am I to my children? Am I living on the right path? Am I doing it? Am I living in the way that I should live? That will make my kids respect me, adore me, and honor me as their mother. So that when I speak, they will not be afraid of me, but they will know that I meant every word that, that comes out of my mouth without making a big deal out of it. You cannot be a friend to your children. You can love them from the mother who's part of it. Give them your support. Correct. That's all they need. They need your support. They need you to trust them at some point. To say, okay, you know what? This is it. I'll give you a shot. Just go try it out. But don't disappoint me. Don't let me down. But don't say, we're friends. My kids and I, we're friends. And so because of that, we're friends. It doesn't matter. You'll get yourself in trouble. You will. Because when they do wrong, you already spare the rod. Trust me, you have spoiled the child. Now, when they do wrong, you cannot correct them anymore because they'll take you as a joke. So be in that motherly space and don't break it. And like you rightly said, give them support. So I agree with you. Support is like the most important thing that they need. Now, point number 5. How do you cope when it comes to financial hardship? How do you cope as a parent? Do you express your frustration on your kids? Or you have that conversation with them about it? That look, at this stage and at this time, this is what I'm going through. This is how we're going to figure it out. Because I need you to understand. The kids in this country don't understand. They don't. They don't know when we as a single mom, a single dad, they don't want to know when we're broke. They want us to have it all the time. But they don't know that there are moments where after paying all the bills, you have just little left. And that little, you're not even saving it for yourself. You're saving it for them. That is the more reason why you should teach them. Teach them to understand time, seasons. Teach them to know that, okay, we have right now, but we have to still save for a rainy day. Hi, Courtney, how are you? You're welcome. You understand? Teach them. Because first of all, the burden of you being alone is on them. It's on them already. They don't like it. They don't. And then you find some kids who are very okay with you being alone because they feel like that's the only way they can manipulate you. Yes. As a parent, you have some kids who feel like when you are alone, it's the only way they can manipulate you. But then I'm talking about the stress when you know that you're going through financial hardship. How do you place it right before them? How do you have that conversation with them? And say, listen, my child, this is what the situation is. Because they never truly understand. They never truly, or they just deliberately feign ignorance. But then it's not their fault. It's often our fault as parents. What do you teach them? What did you tell them about finance? Do they know what you do for a living? Do they know how much you earn? Do they know that after paying the bills, this is what you have left? You understand? Exactly. They were maxed and they're happy with you but stressed about. That's just the thing. Because the kids we have here, the only thing that excites them is when it's sweet. When it's sweet, it does excite them. But when it's sour, they don't want. They As a matter of fact, they don't even want to hear that it's not there. So how do you teach them? Conversation. Sit them down. Let them know that, look, this is how much I earn. This is how much our rent is. This is what I pay. I pay for the cable, I pay for the water, I pay for this, I pay for that. Remember, all these things are already on you. Don't act like you're a superhero. Don't say because you're trying to avoid them being on the side with their father. It doesn't matter. Their father is their father. Their mother is their mother. Don't kill yourself in trying to be everything for them. If it's not there, it's not there. Let them know. Tell them ahead of time. I'm paying these bills, I'm paying this, I'm paying that. If they are young, they will never understand. But if they are over 18, then it's time for you to tell them to go get a job. Even if they are going to school, they need to get a job. Even if they are getting the job for themselves. Even if you don't want them to assist you. But you need to teach them how to be prudent with money. How to be financially savvy. Because it will help them. Exactly. But apart from that, apart from teaching them, you also need to, because one of the things I started teaching my children is how to be independent. It doesn't matter, even if you're not working, get something doing. Multiple streams of income is very important. Get something doing. You have to teach them how to be financially savvy. Because if they're not, it bounces back on us. Because at the end of the day, they keep coming back to us. Mom, I need $20 there. Mom, I need $10 there. And one of the biggest errors that we make is when we end up going to buy them a car. Now, you're buying your child a car. Does he have a job? Does he or she have a job? How is he going to be putting gas in that car? Because if they don't have a job and you then bought that car because you just wanted people to see that your kids have a car, then you're the problem. You're not teaching them how to be financially savvy at all. You're not teaching them how to liberate themselves from being financially stuck in life. And so one of the greatest gifts you can give to your children is teach them how to empower themselves. How to ensure that, okay, if I'm buying you a car, let's have a deal. You're getting that job, you're the one paying your gas. So wherever your car takes you to is none of my business. However, you are the one paying your gas. You're the one making sure that you're earning, you're going to work. So you need to help yourself as a mom so that you don't get stressed up and then you're in that moment where you're regretting, you're asking yourself questions, you're wondering, why are things so hard for you? No, things are not hard. You might probably just have a grown adult in the house that is not assisting you. And you're the one ensuring that they're not assisting you because you're not talking about it. Because you think it's really nothing, they're kids. You're still looking at them from that kiddies angle. And no, the moment they're 18, it's time for you to start teaching them. They need to get a job. Not for you, but for them. For them to be established by themselves. Another point I'm going to be talking about is how comfortable are your kids to open up to you? Can they open up to you? Can they tell you a secret? Can you keep their secret for them? Can they walk up to you and tell you, Mom, my friend told me this, to do that, without you overreacting, without you looking at their friend some type of way, or telling them straight up, I don't want you working with that child anymore. There are ways to go about it. There are ways to ensure that you disengage them from that child. Because I want you to understand something. Our children are smart. They're not dumb. And for everything they do, they test waters. They come and test waters first before they take action. So when your child comes to open up to you, to tell you categorically about their friend, Mom, can I trust you? Can I share a secret with you? Can I tell you that this and this and this happened to my friend? They don't expect you to tell another person while you're talking. They don't expect you. Yeah, you're saying something, Sadivan. You said they don't, won't. I don't get what you're saying here. They want you to be mad, sad and angry. I kind of agree to that, when it comes to, which is why I said that they test waters. Our kids test waters. They come and test waters first. And that's why it was the point number 4 when I said, your kids are not your friends. You are their mother. Stay in that mother position. Stay there. Don't try to be, oh, we're friends. Oh, I'm understanding. Oh, it's okay. No, it's never okay. It is never okay. But I can tell you this. When they confide in you, one of the best gifts you can give to them is to give them a listening ears. And like you said, support. Give them a listening ears. After they've had that conversation with you, you as a mom can go lay down, think about it. Okay, how do I want to approach this issue? Ask God to show you, direct you. Put the utterance in your mouth that you want to use to talk to them. Because if you do it from your own emotions, you end up losing their trust and they will never trust you again. And when they don't trust you again, it becomes a big problem. And that way they start distancing themselves from you. Because they're uncomfortable. Because they know that, if I tell my mom anything, she's going to use it against me anyway. There was a time in my life where if my daughter wants to tell me something, say, Mom, I want to tell you something, but the thing is that I hope you're not going to use it and start talking to me later. Because we do that as parents. We do. We just, when they tell us something, we'll come back when we're mad, when we're in our emotions. Oh, that's how the other day you did this. I don't even trust you. I'm sure you did. Come on. Come on. When you do that, you have made your child to lose trust in you. They can never trust you again. And they will not. It's going to take the grace of God for you to pull them back in to your side. So do well when they want to confide in you to give them that support, a listening ears, and not use it against them much later. Now let's go to point number 7. What about comparison? Parents. Do you belong to the category of parents that compare your children to other kids? That compare your kids that you are a single mom. It's only you raising your child. Why are you comparing your child to that child that her mother and her father is the one raising her up? Why? You don't know that they are in different space emotionally? Emotionally, your child is in another space. Emotionally, that that is raised by her father and her mother is in another space. And you can't compare. You can't say, oh, can't you see? This person is better than... No, don't do that. If you do that, then you're part of the problem. You are. You're part... He said, what does that paper say behind me? It's a rule. Rules of engagement. That's what the paper says behind me. It's a rule of engagement that reminds me every day. You know, that I just walk up to and then I read and then it reminds me. You know? So help them to trust you. Stop comparing them to other kids. Because they are who they are. God created them. You can't be comparing your own child that is already in emotional turmoil regarding you raising them alone. Their dad is not there. Or probably you're a man. Their mom is not there. And then you're comparing him or her to that child that their father and their mother is raising them. It's wrong. It's unacceptable. You as a parent, would you want your child to be comparing you to other parents? Wouldn't you see that child as being an ingrate? Yeah, that's no problem, no problem. Wouldn't you see that child as being an ingrate? Now, if you don't want that to happen, stop comparing your children. Stop the comparison. They are who they are. Just love them for who they are. They're your kids. And I get it. The stress can be too much. I get it. Raising them alone can be too much on us. And for that, we take out frustration on them sometimes. We just take out our frustration on them sometimes. But you need to stop comparing them to other people. Because they are who they are. Just love them for who they are. Even in your frustration, love them. It's not easy, but love them. Now, the number 8 points that I'm picking out is, what kind of conversations do you have with your kids? What are your conversations with them? Do you pick up random conversation with your kids? Or do you just sit down and then you're talking to your kids about the man that is asking you out? Or you just go talking to your kids about the intimacy you had with a man? Or as a father, the intimacy you had with a woman? Do you do those kind of conversation with your kids? Because if you do, stop. Yeah, I see you. Thank you. Welcome back. What are the kind of conversations you're having with your kids? Remember when I started, I told you, they're not your friend. You cannot make your kids your friend. It is impossible. You are their mother. You are their father. Stay in that position. Support them. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But remember, you are their mother. So what are the kind of conversations you're having with them? Are you telling them about your escapades? Are you telling them about your boyfriend? Are you saying, oh, this person asked me out, but not that I like the person? Are you having those kind of conversations? Conversations you're supposed to be having with your friends. Please, if you're doing that with your kids, stop. No matter if you think they're matured enough, stop. Because they're not your friend. Because they will never understand. You might think they do, they don't. In doing that, you are opening a portal for them. You're telling them they're free to do whatever they want to do. You're telling them that they can come tell you that, hey mom, I met this guy, and guess what? We had something going, we kicked it off from the very beginning. Remember, if you could go to start telling them about your escapades, why won't they come share theirs with you? No. So what are the kind of conversations? Those are the things you need to watch out from. Watch your conversations with your children. Be careful. Even when you pick calls around them, be careful what you say. Because it's not easy. You're doing it all by yourself. You're raising them all by yourself. As much as people said, oh, it takes a village, it takes a village, it takes a village. But my point is, don't forget, the village shows up when things are good. But when things go bad, there you know you don't have a village. That has been you all along. But when things are good, the village shows up. Now, if you want the village to show up for you, it starts with you as a parent. And I get it, it's not easy on us. And I get it. The burden is so heavy on us. Remember the story I told you guys? The lady that unalived the child? Why? Because she left the space of motherhood and became friends with her daughter. And then disrespect came in. And probably you never could tell what happened. Maybe she snapped. And in snapping, it led to the child losing her life. So know what the conversations you have with them. Know they're not your friend, they're your children. Teach them to be financially savvy. It's very important. Either by business, either by getting a job, and saving for a rainy day. Save because anything could happen. I had a conversation that a celebrity had yesterday, and she spoke about when she and her parents were homeless, and I felt bad. And I pray that God, please, do not let it get to that extent where I and my children will be out on the streets. And they were living practically in her mom's car. And just as when she was giving it all up, God came through. She got a job. That was how she got that first job that she got on TV that gave her $8,000 that she used to rent a home for her family. Yes, they had a break moment, but what about the make moment before the break moment came? What about that moment? The pain moment. The moments where they were on the street. The moments where they were looking for what to eat, where to lay their head. So as a parent, do not let it get to that level. That's why you should teach your children to be financially savvy. Yeah, when you make a promise, you get a chain on you, and that chain is a promise. And if you make that promise, it breaks. If you lie, the chain gets heavier. It does get heavier. It does get heavier. And it gets heavier on us as single parents. It does. It does. Because you're carrying the burden by yourself. That's why don't be a superwoman. Don't be a superman. Shout out to all the single moms and the single dad. But to my single mom, can I advise you tonight? Listen. As long as that father wants to be in the life of their child, please allow them. You can't do it all by yourself. You can't. You can't. You think it's easy, but no, it's not. So if there's a dad somewhere who is willing, I'm not talking about the dad that has left it all up for you, has given it all up for you. No, I'm talking about the dad that wants to be present in the life of their child. Please allow them. Because at some point, you think you are a superwoman, you are a superhero, until you find out that it's not as easy. Hi, Alex, how are you? It's not as easy as you think it is. You're welcome, Alex. It's not. So when, as a mom, your baby daddy wants to be part of your children's life, allow him. Allow him to be responsible to help you out. Because raising them alone, it's a journey. And that's why we see a lot of errors today. Because when you find out, when you go to a lot of people that are, in incarceration today, in jail, and that are incarcerated today, you ask, who raised you? Oh, my mom raised me. Oh, my dad raised me. I've seen a boy who saw a pattern in his household. And at 18, he's already facing life. His father died in jail for life imprisonment. His grandfather. His father is currently in jail, life imprisonment. He now, at 18, is in jail, life imprisonment. Why? Generational pattern, continuity. Because of raising a child alone. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some strong people that truly can raise their kids well. I am part of them by the grace of God. But that's God. That's God that helped me. But what about other people who don't know how to face their left or their right? Who don't know how to get it done? Who are just stuck in the middle? Who are frustrated? Don't be. Go to God in prayers. Tell God to teach you how to manage it. Especially when you have that child that is problematic, or that child that is constantly angry at the world. Because eventually, that's what happens. They get angry. They get emotionally down. And that's why when your child tells you that they need to go to therapy, allow them go to therapy. Don't say because I'm a Christian they shouldn't. Why not? Let them go. I was like that. I had a problem. I'm a born again. I don't believe in who sees who. There are some things they want to express. They can't express it to you because they see you like you're going to sell them out. If you're not selling them out, you probably will make it an issue next time you guys are having, any little fracas in the house. And for that reason, they do not want to confide in you. They just feel like the only person they can confide in is a total stranger. Now it is your duty as a parent to go to the place of prayer and pray. Father, teach me. Show me that which you have given to me to be a parent to my children. May I not lose it in the name of Jesus. Ask God for it, and God will help you. He will. Because you can't do it on your own. You just can't. You just can't wake up and tell yourself that, yes, you're good. No, you can't. It takes the grace of God. It takes the help of God. So the next time you want to have that conversation with your child, think about it. Think deeply. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this the kind of conversation I'm supposed to be having with my child? Is it decent enough? Are this conversation filtered enough? Because some of us, we have that unfiltered conversation with our kids, and they're wrong. Totally wrong. Which brings us to point number 9. You cannot force your way into the life of your children. No, they have their own mind. You can't. You can't wake up and say, I'm your mother. That thing that is bothering you, you must have that conversation with me today. It's impossible. Before you do that, tell God to teach you, to give you utterance that you can use to convince them, to have that conversation with them, so that they will listen to you, so that they will hear you loud and clear. Don't just wake up and think you want to force your way into your children's life, especially when they're in that teenage years, when they are closing up. Because they get to that age when they close up. And then you'll be looking for way. You'll be looking for how you want to penetrate them at all costs. At that time, you cannot do it by force. At that time, you cannot tell yourself that, yeah, you're going to do it by force, you're going to get mad, nah. No matter the tantrum you throw, they will never understand. They will not. So your best bet is take it to God in prayer first, then call them, sit with them, and have that one-on-one conversation where you have to ask them that, are you willing to talk about it with me? Because if you're not ready to talk about it with me, it's okay, it's understandable. We can talk about this later. But don't force it on them. Don't tell them that it is a must, that you must know what's bothering them. If they tell you, Mom, I don't want to talk about it now, leave it. Come back later and ask them. If they tell you, Mom, I'll tell you later, leave it for later. Don't force it out from them. Because when you try to force it out, they will not only dislike what you're doing, they will overreact. Now, if they overreact, you call them disrespectful. Or they will close up completely and never come close to you. You're going to look at my channel. Oh, that's fine. That's okay. They'll close up completely. Yeah, feel free to look at it. I talk about everything though. I talk about marriage. I talk about relationship. But today I decided to just talk, to my single moms and all that, So it gets to that level. When it gets to that level, please don't force your way to them. Don't do that. Help them so that they will help you too. Because I get it, it's not easy on us. Now, do you ever apologize to them when you wrong them? Because I'm guilty. I'm an African woman. And then when you do things that are wrong to your kids, as an African woman, we don't apologize, but it's actually wrong. We should have a moment of apology, especially when we've sat back, we've thought about it, we've looked into it, and we know that we're wrong. Learn to apologize. Learn to say you're sorry. You're not too big. Yes, you are their mom, but please apologize. Please. Especially when you accuse them wrongly. Especially when you doubt them. Especially when they didn't do anything and you all of a sudden, in your assumption, you assume they did something and then you don't trust them. And then you're saying, I know you did it. I don't even trust you. You're welcome back. And then at the end of the day, you go back to think about it. You then find out that they didn't do it. You see? You just accuse them wrongly for nothing. And then after accusing them, you're not even apologizing for it. And then when they tell you, Mom, apologize, or Dad, apologize, you will say, this is what will come out of your mouth. You will say, it's okay, let's end it, it's okay. I'm your mom, I was angry. You were angry? Without apology? Without acknowledging the fact that you accused your child wrongly? No trust? No, that's wrong. So learn to apologize. Because these are the rules that will help us. These are the things that will make our kids get close to us. These are the things that will bring them closer. Trust us. You must be able to give them the benefit of the doubt. Say they walk up to you and say, Mom, it's part of you supporting them. And they tell you, Mom or Dad, I think I don't want to go to school anymore. I love baking. Or I want to go into content creating. All you need to ask them is, what part of content creating do you want to be creating? Like what? What values do you want to give people out there? What values do you want to turn into money out there? Have that conversation with them. Or they tell you, Mom, okay, I think school is not my thing, but I love fashion designing. That shouldn't be something that should get you mad. I get it. You are educated. I am educated. I get it. I get it. You want them to be as educated as you. But remember, fingers are not equal. They're not. And if only you know the fingers are not equal, that way you would appreciate when your kids come and tell you the truth. You'll appreciate when they tell you that they don't want this anymore. This is what they want to do now. Learn to respect them. Respect their choice. I get it. But when they bring those choices home and they don't work out with you, pray. Take it to God in prayer. Write their name down and put it in the place of prayer. Tell God, help me. All of a sudden, my daughter said she doesn't want to go to school anymore, that she wants to be baking. Lord, is that what you want for them? Respect their choice. Respect them. Apologize to them when you wrong them. Never doubt them. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't come and say that I don't trust you. I don't do this because I know you. Who told you you know them? You knew them when they just came out. You knew them when you were breastfeeding. You knew them when you were saying, oh baby, when you were putting. You don't know them from the moment they left that cradle to start walking, to start talking. They now have a mind of their own. Don't force your own on them. Don't force your mentality, your thinking. Trust them. If they tell you, I don't want to go to school anymore, pray about it. Talk to God. Jesus, talk to me. Is that what you want for my child? I am educated. Why is my child not going to school? And God will tell you. We see a lot of footballers and they're rich. They're earning it. Look at Ronaldo. Talent sells. Gift sells. As a matter of fact, the world that we are in right now, skills is what's making money. Not everybody has to be a doctor. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't encourage them to be. But my point is, support them through whatever they want to do. Respect their opinion. Respect their choices. Trust them. Love them. Remember, above all, you are not their friend. Stay in the space of their mother. Stay in the space of their father. And until next time, we'll come again and then we'll talk again. I hope you guys understood everything I said tonight and all the points that I gave. Now, I don't know if this place will replay my but I know YouTube, so you can always check it out, in full. I know my YouTube will always keep it in play, but here. But however, for every point that I gave out, guys, go through it again. Read through it. Write it out. As a single mom, I know. I should stay alive for 5 more minutes. Oh my God, what will I be saying? I've already given out all the points. I gave out all the points. Know your child, everything and all that. Know the difference, Know that in every areas of their life that when they grow, you need to trust them. I've given out all the points. But I can go through the points again, which is point number 1 that I said. How well do you know them? Get to know them. Who are you as a mother in the sight of your children? It's very important. First, know yourself in order to know your kids. Now, number 3, know the difference. Your child is not your friend. You are their mother. You are a parent. Stay in the position of a parent. Number 4, what area are you going to say you are supportive to your child? What's the area? So name that area. Use that to work on them. Use that to get them closer to you. Number 5, how do you cope when it comes to them sharing a secret with you? How do you cope? How do you cope? No, that's not number 5. I just skipped that. Number 5 is, how do you cope when it comes to financial hardship? How do you have that conversation with them in financial hardship? It's very important. Please have that conversation with them. Let them know that they need to work for money. Let them know when they're of age. Don't just buy them a car. Teach them how to catch fish. Don't just come give them fish and say, take. No, you're not helping yourself. It will end up giving you stress at last. Number 6, how comfortable are they to open up to you? Can they share a secret with you without you coming back to say, oh, the other day you said this, I don't trust you? It's very important. Don't use what your kids tell you against them. They will shut the door against you. Number 7, comparison. Stop comparing your child to that child that is raised by both parents. It's just you raising your kids. Stop comparing. You don't know what your kids are going through emotionally already. The fact that it's a single parent raising them, they're already going through emotional turmoil in their head because they wish that they have both parents with them. They do. Now, number 8, what kind of conversation do you have with them? Watch the kind of conversations you have with your kids. Stop telling them, I met this guy, he's asking me out. Guess what we did? We did da 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 da. How would you feel if it's the other way around? They come to tell you all that. Watch your conversation. Filter them. Know that they are not your friend. You are their parent. Stop with all those conversations that don't make sense. You would think that they understand. I get it. They do. But no. Because the next time they will come back and test waters with you and throw those kind of conversation with you. And you will not be happy about it. So don't do that. Watch your conversation. Number 9, you cannot force your way into their lives. When your kids are going through something and they tell you they're going through something, please don't force it. Please don't tell them, you must tell me what's happening today. No, don't do that. Wait it out. If they tell you, Mom, I will come back and tell you later. Leave them. They will come back and tell you later. There'll be moments where you tell them, did you forget you said you were going to have a conversation with me? If they're not in the mood to discuss with you at that time, don't force it. You will make them hate you. You will make them see you as if you're being fussy. And they will distance themselves from you. They'll shut down. You don't want that. Now, number 9, do you apologize when you offend your children? What do I mean by when you offend them? Say, for instance, something happened in the house. You kept this here, and then you did not know you kept it there. All of a sudden, I kept it here. I kept it in that place. I know you took it because you're always taking it. You're always taking it. You understand? Hold on. Those people are telling me to do this, so you're always taking it. Now, when you do that, how well do you apologize? Do you apologize? Do you say, I'm sorry? Because some of us will say, I'm an African. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm your mother. It doesn't matter. It was an error. Your mom is joining. I'm almost running up. I'm almost running up. Your mom should join the next time in another topic or she can rewatch. That's why it's on YouTube. She can rewatch. You understand? But anyway, thank you for inviting her to watch. How well do you apologize? Because a lot of you as mothers, you don't apologize. You just see everything as normal. You understand? You don't, I will, thank you. I will. I'll do that when I'm done. You know? So learn to apologize to your children, especially when you're wrong. Above all, how well do you support your children when they come to tell you that, Mom, I'm quitting school. I don't want to do this anymore. This is what I want to do. Are you that parent that will start cursing out, reminding them, I am a doctor, I am a nurse. Why won't you be a nurse like me? Why won't you do this? If I went to nursing school for how many years? If I did this for how many years? What category do you belong? Or you belong to the parents that say, I'll take it to God in prayer, what you just told me. Hi, the real Zoe. Are you that parent? Hello. that says, I'll take it to God in prayer. And only God can help me now in this situation. Or you will sit them down and say, so sweetheart, what do you want to do? What do you think is okay? What gives you joy? What's the thing you know that you will give value to people, to humanity, that will yield something beautiful for you? Let's see you do it. Let's watch you do it. Give them a trial. Don't just doubt them. Support them. Be that support system. Because when you do that as a mom, as a dad, as a single mom, single dad, let me tell you, you will give yourself peace, inner peace. I hope all those points that I made, and I had to stay because of you, Sativan. You see, I stayed because of you. So I stayed extra 5 or more, you know. So because of that, you would know where you're going with them, and then you'll have peace without you stressing yourself. And don't forget what I said. Look, I get it. It's not easy. Except the man really, 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 really did something that is unforgivable. But if it's not unforgivable, allow the man to come into your child's life. Parents, tonight, one of the most biggest things that I want you to take away, support your child and apologize to them, please, when you know you're in the wrong. It's important. That way, we'll get to know them. Remember when I started, I said, it takes a village to raise a child when the child turns out to be successful. But when that child fails, that is when you know that you never had a village in the first place. It has always been you all along. So think about it. So guys, until next time, I'll come again and then we'll talk nice juicy topic next time. Don't forget, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes, for the conversation cycle where we talk about anything. I throw anything on the table. Yes. I know I always post my videos. You can still check out all my videos on my pages. You will see them there. They are there. So, but this time around, join me again tomorrow. I'll still come live tomorrow. But tomorrow's live is for prayers. So I'll see you then, 9 p.m. God bless you. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.